No one warns you about this part of adulthood. Not the bills, not the stress, the routine, and what can hide inside it. I wake up early knowing I'm not going to work. My throat hurts. My head feels heavy. Every time I sit up, the room spins a little. I check the time. Too early to message anyone. So I lie back down and wait until it's around 6. I rewrite my message 3 times. I try to keep it simple. I'm not feeling well today. I'm going to take a sick day. I hit send and put the phone face down on the nightstand. It buzzes almost immediately. I flip it over. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Another message comes through. Keep your phone nearby in case we need anything. Maybe a question later. I don't know. Not a big deal. I lock the screen and try to sleep. I don't know how long I was out. The sound pulls me out of a dream. I reach for my phone without opening my eyes. It's work. I let it ring twice before answering. Hello? How are you feeling? Not great. Well, we'll keep this quick. Do you have a fever? I don't know. Can you check? I sit up slowly and start looking for the thermometer. Took me a while to find it. Could you stay available for the next hour? I don't know how to respond, so I just didn't say anything. Just in case, they add. Well, I was really planning to rest. Ah, yes, of course. If we need you, would you be able to join a quick call later? I'd rather not. Understood. But this is important. We just need a confirmation on a few things. Yeah, I guess that's okay. I hang up and lie back down. The phone stays in my hand. I couldn't sleep after that. Every time it buzzes, I check it. Most of the messages don't need my response, they're just, I guess, updates. Around 11 a.m., my phone rings again. I answered it. Hey, would you be able to join a video call? I don't feel up to it. We'll just keep our cameras off. You don't need to talk much. It'll only take a minute. It is important. I just stare at the ceiling as the phone buzzes again. This time it wasn't a call. It's a meeting invite. And they already started. The screen changes before I could touch anything. My camera turns on. I see myself lying in bed. My hair is a mess. My face looks pale. I didn't realize how bad I looked until I saw myself like that. Can you hear us? Rough day, huh? You can turn your camera off if you want. And I did that. They just keep on talking. Just to confirm, I just gave them answers without thinking. And for this part, gave another short answer. Then another. At some point, I just set the phone down on the mattress beside me. I stared at the wall while they talk. They say my name when they need something. Thanks for being flexible. We really appreciate you making the time. The call ends, finally. The phone stays warm in my hand. I don't remember falling asleep again. I woke up later with a headache. My throat feels worse. There were messages waiting for me. Thanks again. That helped a lot. Feel better. I didn't respond. I tried to eat, but I had no appetite. I just went back to bed. I woke up the next morning feeling the same. Maybe even worse. I stared at the phone for a long time before typing anything. I'm still not feeling well. I need to take another sick day. I just sent it and set the phone down. A few seconds later, it buzzes. Okay. Keep your phone nearby, just in case. I take the same train home every day. Same platform, same car, same door. I don't really think about it anymore. I just get on, sit down, and be on my way. That night was the same at first. I got on where I always do and found a seat near the middle. I checked my phone, put my headphones on, and waited for my stop. My tooth had been bothering me all afternoon. A dull ache on the left side. It wasn't too bad, just a little uncomfortable. I rolled my tongue against it and tried to not think about it. The train pulled away. A few minutes in, my phone rang. It was the clinic calling back about my tooth. I've been trying to set up an appointment all day. I answered and stood up so I wouldn't talk over anyone. I moved closer to the door, facing the window. The conversation took longer than I expected. But I was listening. The train slowed down and stopped and started moving again. As the train was moving, I looked up and saw the sign of the station. This was my stop. I ended the call. Missing your stop happens. Just get off the next station and go back. The next station came in a few minutes later. I got off and waited on the opposite platform. The display board flickered. No arrival time yet. While I was waiting, someone called out my name. I turned around. It was someone I knew. An acquaintance. We talked for quite a bit. Nothing important. Just catching up. The train arrived behind us while we were talking. I only noticed it after the doors had closed again. That was frustrating. But again, still fine. Another train would come. The board updated. The next one was already pulling in. I got on and sat down again, leaning my head against the window. When the train reached my stop, it slowed down. It didn't stop, it was just moving really, really slow. It passed straight through. I looked around. I expecting someone else to react. No one did. At the next station, the doors opened. I got off and walked toward the platform to make sure I hadn't missed something. It was the right line, the right direction. I checked my phone. The map showed that I was in the right location. The train going back arrived. I got on immediately and stood by the door. My tooth still ached. A few minutes later, my phone rang. Another call. I tried to ignore it. The train slowed down again. The doors didn't open. Then it started picking up again. My stop passed by for the second time. I asked the person standing near me if we passed it. They nodded and just said yes. I asked if the train would stop there again. They shrugged and said, maybe later? I stayed on. The station started looking unfamiliar. Longer platforms, fewer people getting off or on. My phone battery dropped into the red. My map still showed movement. I'm still in the same line. At one stop, I thought about getting off anyway, just to stand somewhere still. But the train started moving again. I sat back down. The announcements became harder to hear. I stopped checking the map. I don't know how long it's been now. The train is still moving. It still say I'm on the right line. I wait for my stop, but it won't come. I live in the suburbs. Quiet street, same houses, same people. Trash night is the same every week. The old man 2 houses down stops me one night while I'm taking out my trash. He says it's getting harder for him. Says his hands aren't what they used to be. He's already holding a bag, barely lifting it off the ground. He politely asked me if I could take it for him. I say sure. Grab it. It's heavier than expected. That exchange becomes routine. If he sees me outside on trash night, he comes over, asks me to help him out. The first few times it's just trash. Food containers, paper towels, old mail. One night, the bag tears when I picked it up. Something drops onto the driveway. I sigh and crouch down to grab it. I see birds. 2 of them. Small. The bodies were twisted. One wing bent back under itself. I didn't move. I just told myself it's nothing. Kids, a car, things like that happen. I wrapped them back up and tied the bag tighter. I didn't say anything. A few nights later, there was a cat inside. Shelby. I recognized her right away. I used to leave food out for her in my driveway. I freeze with the bag in my hands. For a second, I thought about checking what's inside, just to be sure. I couldn't do it. I just tied it tighter instead. I didn't want to look inside again. The next week, he hands me a bag with both hands. It wasn't as heavy as I expected. When he carried it, the bottom gives out. Something drops on the driveway. At first, I thought it was just a piece of clothing, a sleeve. I crouched down to see what it is. I see someone's hand, fingers curled slightly inward. I didn't touch it. There was blood all over. There was also a chunk of flesh bitten out. I stand up slowly. The old man was watching from his porch. He just nods at me. I tie the bag shut. I didn't say anything. One night, he was already outside my house, waiting, holding two bags. I didn't take them. I told him I was busy. He just nods. The next trash night, I didn't go outside. Turned my lights off. There was still trash in my kitchen. And I hear footsteps in the front of my house. No knocks. When I look out the window, he was on his porch, facing my house, already looking at me. He waves his hands. I close the curtain. I don't know what he'll ask me to throw out next.